wind's always on my side. The wind's always on my side.
Alright, so Rashid is finally out in Street Fighter 6. I took some time to kind of lab him a little bit, play him around, see what he's all about. And I kind of just want to express my thoughts on Rashid as a character, on whether or not you should buy Rashid in the whole character pack or whatever. And ultimately the effect Rashid is going to have on the game, on the meta. Whether or not people are going to like it, don't like it, we'll kind of see how that plays out. Ultimately though, there's a lot of videos out there kind of explaining what Rashid does. A lot more qualified and better people to explain how to use them. That's not what this video is going to be for. More so, this is going to be a video for those of you guys who don't consider yourself really great at fighting games, but still wonder whether or not you should buy Rashid. But yeah, so if that type of video interests you, stick around. We'll talk about it a little bit more. Do me a favor before we hop into it though. Like the video if you guys like the video. Please consider subscribing as it does help me out tons. And with that, let's get into this. Alright, so first things first. A little bit of information on Rashid, where he comes from, who he is. Rashid is a character that originally started off in Street Fighter 5. He was a new character in Street Fighter 5, and he was kind of an early fan favorite amongst a bunch of characters that a lot of people didn't really like. So it's cool to see Rashid make a return back to Street Fighter 6. I love all the evolution on his original skill set. I think originally back in Street Fighter 5, he wasn't really a tricky character or too much of a unique character. He was more just so like a fun character. Versus in Street Fighter 6, they took the base formula, what Rashid was in Street Fighter 5, and they added a whole bunch of new tricks, a bunch of new things that kind of create this new style of, I think, mix-up character. So right now, currently in Street Fighter 6, your best rushdown characters are Ken or they're Cammy. They're both really good at mixing up, and they're both really good at keeping people in the corner. When I compare both of them to Rashid, I do think Rashid is a different style rushdown character. So if you really like rushdown characters, Rashid is going to be great for that. He's really good at keeping people in the corner. He's really good at mixing people up from weird ranges. So he can mix people up from a distance. He can mix people up from center. And he can mix people up real up close. He has great anti-airs. Overall, I think Rashid is a very well-rounded character. I only labbed them for a little bit, and I was going in there winning matches pretty quickly. Obviously, in like bronze and silver ranks, I wasn't like playing anybody super crazy or anything. But people at my skill level, yeah, he was pretty formidable. He was very useful. There was a lot of situations where I felt like he had answers to them, and people didn't really have answers back. Obviously, he's a newer character, so it's going to take time for people to get used to seeing him around. But even then, when I fought other people who were using Rashid, it was hard for me to figure out exactly what he was going to do. Alright, so yeah, so overall he is a great character if you really like that in-your-face kind of character that's really quick and really flashy. He does great for that. But I think the negatives, the biggest downside I think to Rashid, if you're looking to like invest in some time in Rashid, is that he's going to take a large investment to really see the ceilings of his potential. And I feel like at a really ground service level, it's kind of chaotic and it's kind of never really consistent as far as what the best option is to get people in the corner. Where I feel like with Cammy, it's a little bit more upfront about how you want to rush down people. Versus Rashid has so many different options as far as how to get it done. I think it's great because he's going to be really viable against a bunch of different matchups. For example, like when I was trying to rush down Zangief's, it was working really well. When I was trying to rush down Jamie's, it was working really well. Across the board, he was really good at it. And I would say even arguably better than Ken is. It's just that it's a little bit less consistent because of the amount of options he has. That it felt a little overwhelming at times, but fun. I feel like when I lost with Rashid, it wasn't too big of a deal. When I won with them, it was pretty cool. But it never really felt like I had a consistent plan going in. Obviously, I didn't take that much time to really invest in him. I kind of just wanted to see a little bit of how he flows, how he functions. If I would be replacing my main character with Rashid. For me, I'm not. But I could see a lot of people struggling fighting against Rashid. I could see a lot of people picking up Rashid and really making them their main. But if you're not really interested in putting a lot of time into a character, if you want someone that's a little bit more of a simpler rushdown character to use, stick with Ken, stick with Cammy, don't invest in Rashid. But if you are looking for someone to put in a lot of investment, if you're looking for someone who has a high skill ceiling that is going to be viable against a bunch of different matchups and a lot of people are going to struggle with long term, yes, Rashid is perfect for that. But ultimately, again, if you don't feel like you're going to put that time into and you want to just have a fun rushdown character to run through rank, stick to Ken, stick to Cammy. But overall, yeah, I do think Rashid is a great addition to the Street Fighter 6 lineup because I think he does offer something different than what Ken and Cammy does, as he can kind of attack from a distance, up close or up front. So he has different ranges that you kind of want to fight with, as well as he's just a little bit more trickier to use. So I feel like, yes, he's going to mess up the meta crazy because people who do know how to use him, people who are going to invest the time into him, are going to be crazy good. They're going to be difficult to face. But how many of those people are really going to want to invest as much time where they're going to be viable competitors? So I think it's smart that they made him as tricky as they did. I think it's smart that they made him as fun to use as they did, as they do want to encourage people to purchase this character packs. And I think he is a great first addition, especially with them being this close to Evo, as I don't think he's too OP to completely break the game, but I think he is viable enough where if you want to put the time into, yeah, he's going to be a serious competitor, a serious top tier. Overall, those are my final thoughts, you guys. Let me know down below if you guys are going to be picking up Rashid, if you guys are curious in Rashid, or if you guys are just going to enjoy watching Rashid like crazy combo videos. All that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Round 2. Fight!